please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Okay, trying to get the message massage out there. The Saudi Arabian Foreign Minister is going on the defense on some of their latest moves in the Middle East. Let's get to Dan for much more on that. Well, they're talking about all kinds of things. I mean, there's politics, obviously, that everybody's wondering what is going on there with the crackdown and this revolution, if maybe that's too strong a word. But they're also talking about the state of the energy markets, Dan, and the Saudi ministers are saying that the markets are going to be oversupplied by March of 2018. So that's something we need to keep an eye on as well.
Absolutely, but all eyes on the OPEC meeting coming up at the end of the month to see whether or not they extend the production deal. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's foreign minister says the kingdom's actions in the Middle East are a direct response to what he called Iranian aggression. And he's not done with Hezbollah either. Now, the group has fought alongside Iran in Syria against Saudi-backed rebels, and Riyadh also accuses it of helping the Houthi group in Yemen to fight a Saudi-led coalition. And while he did pledge action against his rivals, al-Jubeir stopped short of saying exactly what he'll do in this Reuters interview. Listen in.
Any way you look at it, they're the ones who are acting in an aggressive manner. We are reacting to that aggression and saying enough is enough. We're not going to let you do this anymore.
The foreign minister also shut down allegations that Saudi Arabia was detaining the Lebanese prime minister against his will following his surprise resignation. Lebanon's president now says Prime Minister Hariri is getting ready to leave Riyadh and is heading to Paris at the invitation of the French President Emmanuel Macron.
You all know the crisis we have gone through. We hope today it apparently found a door of solution. Prime Minister Hariri accepted the invitation and he will be going to France. We hope it will go well and we will have ended the current crisis.
So why France? Well, Hariri has a home there and it represents some neutral ground. France is tied closely to both Saudi Arabia and Lebanon, so there's no risk of an upset. And after his sojourn, Hariri is expected to return to Lebanon to either submit his resignation or stay on as PM. Bernie.
Okay, thank you very much, Dan. We'll have Dan back for a follow-up later on. The Intercept is reporting this week that the United Arab Emirates tried to use bonds and credit default swaps in order to short the rial and destabilize the Qatar economy. Leaked documents alleging that a Luxembourg-based bank Haviland was involved in the plot to exhaust Qatar's finances, even strip it of the 2022 World Cup. Willa Mark sat down with the finance minister to get his reaction.
As I said, this is completely unethical. It's against all the international. Qatar is an
But are you angry about it?
Well, it's nobody is going to be happy about this. But the good thing is they will not succeed. Qatar is an open economy. What they're doing is misleading the international investors. They're not only looking at Qatar economy. We've said Qatar has more than 190 nationalities living in the state of Qatar, and more than 50 or 60 countries that are doing business in Qatar. We all have economical and trade links. Once a country or a blockade country trying really to do this, we know that definitely it is unethical, it is against international laws, and it's against IMF Article of Association.
So have they tried to do this?
We don't know. We put an official statements out immediately. We've said we're doing our investigations here. We're going to look at the numbers. We're going to look at the details, informations that we can if we can get any, and we're going to come out public. And we'll be very honest. We will take all the measures that needed legally, or pursue that. Make sure that those people be accountable to whatever action that they've taken against our economy.
But so far, you've got no concrete proof it's happened.
What we said is we're gonna have an internal investigation to look at all the information that is available, and we're gonna come publicly and tell you exactly what is there.
What would your message be to banks or financial institutions that are thinking about participating in schemes like that?
I'll be very honest. I'm very close to banks locally and internationally, and I think if you look at where we stand in all international banks. They have been very much supportive of the state of Qatar. We do business with them on a very normal activities. I don't want to give any bank's name or any countries because I don't have those type of information yet. But as I said, all international banks, they are working with Qatar closely. We have here a lot of banks, a lot of international banks, they operate in the state of Qatar. So for us, business as usual, except with the 4 blockaded countries.
Welcome back to Squawk Box. So today in the Korean markets, we'll be watching the currency, the Korean won, and the exporters on the Kospi, with the Korean won hitting a 13-month high against the U.S. dollar on the back of a 12-straight-month increase in exports, and also the bilateral currency swap deal with Canada from yesterday also making the won stronger. Overall, investor sentiment is improving in terms of exports, so we are looking at this being reflected in the currency, but we have seen concerns being voiced by the Minister of Finance, Kim Dong-yeon, saying that he is closely monitoring the foreign exchange markets to make sure that there isn't any excessive volatility, and if there is, of course, they will be stepping in to make markets calmer. So the strong won is not a good thing for exporters in the Korean markets because a strong won makes their exports less competitive in the global markets in terms of pricing. So we did see a sell-off for autos yesterday on the Kospi with Hyundai Motor Group, one of the worst performing blue chips. So we'll be watching for further moves by the exporters today at the open. And speaking of Hyundai Motors, SK Telecom, and Hana Group will be together setting up a $45 million investment fund to fund artificial intelligence startups, with Canada-based Element AI helping this fund prospect these startups globally that have new business models. This fund will be a project over the next 36 months to invest in AI technologies that will help these 3 companies improve their core businesses. So this would include self-driving cars, in-car entertainment and navigation systems, household robots, and image recognition technologies. So under this new fund, these 3 companies and Element AI will be finding ways to commercialize AI applications, and we'll be watching for a reaction on this announcement from these companies as well. Squawk Box will be right back with the opening numbers for Seoul and Tokyo. Stay with us.